We want to bring in Jim Cantore to talk about these before and after pictures of the flooding that occurred inland. And Jim, we're going to start off in Jacksonville, Florida. And I think the best way to do this is to point out something like, you know, the bottom of this fence here. You can see it's a couple feet high there to perhaps get better perspective on what the flooding's like. Because if you're not from there, you don't really know.
Yeah, and then look below there, Steph. So kind of go from where you are, look toward the ground, the road and whatnot, and then show the after picture.
Yeah.
So not perfect. You can see, you know, you also get an idea how high the water is. What do you think, Steph? Maybe 2-3 feet?
Yeah, that would be my guess. And Jim, I think that was really what it was for a lot of places where they saw about 3-4-ish feet, and it was up for a few hours when it comes to the surge.
And this is surge, right?
Just the surge. This is the surge, comes up for a few hours and then goes back down, which is much different than the river flooding. So that's Jacksonville, Jim. We have another picture to show people here. This is in South Carolina. Again, now notice this right here. Again, that's just a couple feet high, right? So that gives you some perspective, Jim.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they didn't get it as bad, but certainly any water in a town, debris, you got to remove all that. You don't know if it got into some of the buildings. You don't know if there's actually basements underneath the buildings that got flooded as well. So a lot of things you really can't see in that picture, but certainly it could have been worse in terms of the height of the water, Steph.
All right, so we have another one. Now, notice, guys, this is a marina. Okay, so if you're on a marina, Jim, you got to expect that you're going to see some flooding here.
Steph, that's where they lost the pier, too. That's where they lost the Southport, North Carolina. They lost the whole pier.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was 3 piers, I think, gone from this thing. But you're just seeing, obviously, the marina area flooded. That looks a lot higher in terms of the water. But the damage was done with the waves offshore. Yeah,
it's the waves. I mean, you can see this guy here. It's up to about, you know, thigh high here. But the waves are what took out the pier. Thankfully, the pier in Jacksonville, only a bit of that got taken out. But I know the pier in Myrtle Beach also got taken out. These also go what, you know, about waist hip high, Jim. These little cylinders here. I mean, you could probably sit on them if you're over here.
Yeah, I'd say, you're about right. It's about 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet. So this is in Wilmington. What was interesting about Wilmington, Steph, is we had the high tide along the river, the Cape Fear River, coupled with the tremendous rain, really 3 inches an hour that occurred in Wilmington. So you had fresh water with no place for it to go in the Cape Fear River because we were at high tide.
Yeah, it is. All right, Jim, so we'll continue to look at these before and after pictures. We'll come back to you.